We got some new books. Let's go through them. I love buying new books, but what I also love is buying used books or secondhand books. So what I like to do is I like to get my white ass on Vinted, and there are so many different books in so many different languages. Obviously, living in Europe, you can find books with multiple different languages. Vinted is so easy, it's so cheap. I probably got these 3 books for honestly less than $12. So what better deal than that? So we are going to go through my 3 new books. Starting off strong, I bought this book before I even finished the first one, and that is... And now back to you. I couldn't read backwards the title. I bought this book before I even finished reading First Time Caller. I'm excited to read about Jackson's love story with Delilah. I loved this book for the most part, so I'm super excited for this one. Everybody says that they liked them equally, so I'm really excited to read this and get into it. I will probably be reading this next. Next book I bought because it was quite popular on TikTok, and it's something a little bit different than what I usually read, and that's Legend Born. Like I said earlier, want to be reading more books written from authors, POC authors, so when I saw this and how popular it was, I wanted to give it a go. I'm pretty sure it's YA, if I can remember correctly, and I usually, when I read romanticies, well, I don't even know if this is romantasy. I don't know anything about this book. I don't know if it's romantasy or fantasy, but usually when I read either of those 2 genres, it is adult, so I'm interested to see what it is like reading a YA version. And it looks like a super big book, but the pages are like quite big. Like the spacing is very big, and I don't think this will take very long to get through. I know that this is turned into a series, or maybe it was always designed to be a series. So I'm interested to see how I get on with the first one, and if I like the first one, maybe I'll continue on with the series. I do struggle a lot with romantasy or fantasy series just because I'm more of a... If I do a series, I want it to be like a duology or a trilogy. Why does that sound not correct? Anyways, I want it to be a short series. Even though you can see like Throne of Glass up here, I don't like long series. I just want to know everything in a short amount of time and then move on to the next world or move on to the next things. So that being said, I'm still interested to see how I get on with this, and maybe we will continue. And then last for my little Vinted book haul is a novel love story. To be honest, the only reason why I bought this, I think, is because it was €3. How can you beat a book for €3? And I'm pretty sure I didn't even pay for the postage. So this was honestly a €3 book. Obviously it's going to be like a romance book, maybe a rom-com, I don't really know. Again, didn't even look to see what the rating was, didn't look about anything, but a book is a book, and it's also only 357 pages. So it's a short little one. And I just thought it was cute, and I liked the colors used on the cover. I come from a design background. I studied fashion design in college, so design and aesthetics are very important to me, which is why I loved this book cover so much. Just the colors and the couple I thought was beautiful, and then also Bunny, very different, but the colors and just how intense it is, incredible. So when books, I'm a book cover judger, so when books have interesting either like color combinations or designs or motifs, I will pick up the book even without any information, just because I really enjoy the work of all the illustrators and designers that go into making book covers. So that being said, I bought this one because it was cheap, and I also really liked the yellow with the blue and the pink. I thought it was really nice. So I am super happy with my little Vinted book haul. Like I said, I probably paid €12 for these 3 books, which makes me really happy. I also am a big seller of my stuff, both my clothes and accessories, but then also my books. I got my Twilight books on Vinted. They're actually the French edition, so I have yet to read them. But I'm a constant seller and buyer on Vinted because I think it's amazing. It's also just how I live my life with reduce, reuse, recycle. I think is super important, and especially with books. And also, if you want to read a book, but you do not agree with the author's political stance or things that they said, but you're still interested in the books, I would highly recommend maybe going on Vinted or Depop if you're in America and buying the books that way. Like, I in the future will probably buy a set of Harry Potter books because I don't agree with what J.K. Rowling says and puts out there. I think trans people are very important and I believe in trans rights. Do I still love the books itself? 1,000%. But I also don't want to give money to people that don't align with how I like to express myself and the morals and beliefs that I have. I do one day want to own the series, but I don't want more money to be given to authors that are like that. And so buying secondhand is super helpful because then you get the books and you don't have to give people money that you don't want to give. So to wrap that up, this is my little Vinted book haul and I'm super happy. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Not sure if it'll be a book video or a Paris video. I also wanted to ask you guys how you're feeling about my Paris videos. I know this is supposed to be more of a book channel, but there's so much overlap, I feel like, between Paris and books, and just it's also interesting if you are ever in Paris. I know if you're an English-speaking person watching these, like, you probably don't know Paris as well as I do just because I live here. So if they're nice to see, let me know. If you like the more book videos, also let me know because I would love to have just additional feedback. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.